Thank you very much. Good morning. Morning. If we could just have the time in the middle. Oh, what a top man. Excellent stuff. One of the sayings in BNI is specific is terrific. Be specific when you do your 45 seconds. And I thought I'd do exactly the same with my 10 minutes. Be specific. So what I'm talking about are weddings. And most specifically, at the end of today, what I hope to achieve, very simple. If you meet somebody that's getting married, what I would like is for all of you to know what to say to get me a referral. That is what today's all about. What you're going to say if you meet somebody getting married. And also specifically, what not to say to get me a referral. So I'd like to start off by asking a question. And it's a bit of an unusual question. The question is, do people want money? Yes. Who thinks the answer is yes? Can I see a show of hands? Oh. So quite a few people think that the answer therefore is no. And I would totally agree with that, because people do not want money. If you just had a pile full of notes in front of you, it's totally worthless. What you actually want are the things that money can provide, or the services that money can provide. I think we'd agree with that? Yep. So let's take it a stage further. Let's think about, oh God, I don't know, somebody really handsome, you know, a gorgeous man. Do we want a carpenter? Do we want them? Of course you do! The answer, of course, is exactly the same. It's no. What we actually want, we don't want the carpenter, we want the services that the carpenter can provide. They want a nice kitchen, so therefore I'll get a carpenter. What about somebody else extremely handsome? What about, do people want an electrician? The answer, of course, is no, they don't want an electrician. They want the services that the electrician can provide. So moving on, of course, in a logical sequence, do people want a magician? And it's the same answer. The answer is no, they don't want a magician. They want, of course, the services that a magician can provide. But that, ladies and gents, is the problem. Because when we're talking about Paul as a carpenter, when we're talking about Andy as an electrician, maybe a plumber, most people have got an idea about what they do. You mention magician, and the first thing that people think, yeah! Yeah, Mr. Party Man for the kids. Ain't that great? Unfortunately, that is not what I do. So ladies and gents, the first thing that you do not say or email when somebody says they've got a wedding is, do not mention, oh, I know a magician. Because what they will think is that horrible, creepy face that I just showed you before. They will think they're kids. And that isn't what I'm about, ladies and gents. So please do not mention magician. So the question, therefore, is, what the hell do I say to magic up a referral? And that's what I'd like to share with you right now, the words that you need to say. So I'd like you to think about the problems at a wedding. And there's a couple of key areas. The first one is photographs, and we've all been there where the photographs are being done at a wedding and it's like sticking pins in your eyes. Oh my God, when's this guy going to finish? I need to get my food. God, I'm hanging around for 2 hours. So the question you ask, once you've brought up that little scenario is, would you like people to be bored at your wedding? What do you think they're going to say? Yeah, of course I do. They're going to go, no, I don't. And then, ladies and gents, what you say is this, and this is very difficult. You say, I know somebody that can help you. He's a magician. This is where you mention the magician. It's after you've identified this is the problem that I'm going to solve. And he's great at keeping people entertained during the boring photograph bit. But for the visitors in the room, what qualifies a qualified referral is the next bit. Could you please repeat that after me? I'll get him to give you a buzz. Is that okay?
I'll get him to give you a buzz. Is that okay?
Oh my God, ain't that difficult? So you establish a problem, you feed them, and then you say, oh, that's great, I'll get him to give you a call. Is that all right? If you don't do that, you don't get me a referral. You need to do that bit. So let's move on to a second stage in a wedding, where people are sat around the table, they don't know each other. Oh, what the hell are we going to talk about? Anyone been there? Yeah. Yeah, not just at a wedding, it could be any function. And so what do? They go on their damn phones, don't they? Playing around. Is that what people want at their wedding? So you say, Would you like people to feel awkward at your wedding, sat round a table with people they don't know, and it all going quiet? What do you think they're going to say? Yeah, I really want that. You're leading them. You're making them feel, I didn't even think about that. So once you say, would you like people to feel awkward, and they go no, you say, great, I know somebody that can help you with that. He's a magician who specialises in getting people talking around the table. He's fantastic at breaking the ice. And then what do we say?
Can I give him a buzz? Can I give him
I'll get him to give him a buzz, is that okay? Top marks for you, Andy, I'm loving your work. And that's it. There are two main areas at a wedding that I'd like you to concentrate on. If you know anyone getting married, just think of them. Would you like to be bored, or would you want people feeling awkward? And then, that's the thing. Now there are some other things that you might want to mention about me. Add a little bit of meat to the skeleton, if you like. The first thing is, I'm a full member of the Magic Circle. And what that means is basically, I've had to perform in front of my peers, and they vote on whether or not you're good enough as a magician. Most magicians in this area ain't got that, because it's a ball ache. It's tough to do, and it puts you under pressure. So other magicians don't bother. I do. I'm top quality. I don't mind presenting in front of my peers. Okay, so I'm a full member of the Magic Circle. Have I been doing this thing long? Yeah, about 20 years. And what I've learned in 20 years is the quality of magic has got to be good. But it's more important how you interact with people. That is key. And that's one of my unique selling points. I will change my presentation according to the clientele that I'm dealing with. And that only comes from experience. I've been doing this 20 years. I've had the honour, and I honestly say the honour, of actually doing magic around 50 weddings this year. 50 weddings. So that's not bad. And one of the key things, again, unique selling points, one of the things I picked up from Will Farnell, Will said, what makes you different? What makes you different from other people? And one of the things that makes me different is I personalise magic effects so people remember the magical day. What do I do? What's an example of that? Well, this is an example of a couple that just got married down at the Brook Hotel just recently, the 8th of November. This was a photograph they gave me, and basically I print out the photograph and I put it on the back of playing cards, which then in the course of me going around entertaining, that gets handed out to the guests. And guess what? It's done in a magical way, and they talk about it. They keep it in their wallet. They go, God, that wedding, that was awesome. Oh yeah, look, I've got this card. And that's what bride and grooms want. They want people to remember their wedding day. They spend a fortune, and most of it people forget a few months down the line, but they won't forget this. Some other little photos, people you might recognise in the room. And a big thank you to two people. Siam, thank you very much, and Martin, thank you very much. I had the pleasure and the honour of performing at both of these two people's weddings. And they are the photographs that they gave me that, again, went on the back of playing cards as magical mementos. So, in conclusion, what I am all about is making magical memories. When people see me at a wedding exhibition, what I say to them is this: have you been to a wedding recently? They say, yeah. Can you remember much about it? And they go, what? And actually the reality is, and I'd say the same to everyone here, what can you remember about the last wedding you went to? And the reality, sadly, is not very much. But I guarantee that when I perform at somebody's wedding, they remember me, but most importantly, they remember their wedding. And that is what it's all about. It's making magical memories. I have timed it, so I've got a minute left. Thank you very much for your time.